Let's go, baby. Let's go. Well, hello and welcome in. Happy Tuesday, February 10th. It is 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome into the Whiskey Weather YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Brandon Spinner, the Whiskey Weatherman. I get that because I'm a former TV meteorologist here in the Cincinnati area. Now, you know the deal. If you're a frequent flyer, can you hear me? Can you see me? And what is in your glass? Cheers to everybody joining in. Already have a ton of comments rolling in. Jeremy Monroe, 3410. I've been watching your videos for some time, but excited to see you my first stream. Well, welcome in. Said he's going to invite all the Bourbonado gang to come check him out. Bourbonado met out with a bunch of those guys at BourbonCon a few weeks ago. Really cool crew. And I believe I'll be doing a guest appearance on one of their school sessions on April 16th, I believe. Super excited. This is my favorite distillery, says Bourbon Balls. I wonder if I might have some of the same bottles. Good evening, young man. Good evening, old man, is what I like to say to Tom Blanford. And what's going on to Rick up in Arizona, I guess down in Arizona. Rick Daigle. Cheers from Buffalo, New York to Jim Turner. Happy Tuesday, Kevin Roll. Snow is finally melting since Stymie Sneardly. 55 to 60 degrees will do that. Sure thing. Do the thing. Let's do the thing to our guy, Connor Kyle Lewis. Dad does bourbon. Good evening to all. Excited to be here, says Jeremy again. Shane, never tried Peerless yet. Probably going to change after this. Yeah, I'm going to admit, I haven't had a ton of Peerless in my day. I've had a fair amount, but it's never been something that it's like stuck into my head. And unfortunately, the last couple of KBFs, not purposefully, I just never made it to their tent. One year it was so packed that I was like, I'll go back later, and then never did. And then last year I couldn't even find where they were at. What's going on? Bourbon Bez. I love the site so much, Peerless. Yeah, we went there a couple months ago, but that was the first time I had ever walked in the building. Looking forward to getting back. What's up, Nice McRoss? Evening, everybody. Back bar looks killer. Back bar needs an update. Starting to get some bowing, so I need to fix some of that. All good in Atlanta, says Blue 95. That's our old ATLI. William Peterson. Afternoon. It's about bedtime. Hello, says Josh Jackson. Congrats to Josh Jackson. He is a Seattle Seahawks fan, so congrats to him. Hope everyone's doing well, says Bourbon Lover. Cheers from Wisconsin, from Renee Barr, drinking some Peerless Double Oak Single Barrel. Kyle is here. And let's go. Hello to Jeremy. I've only had Peerless Small Batch. Wasn't impressed. I'll have to try it again, says Kevin Roll. That's what we're going to warm up with here tonight. Set that palate. Not going to take a whole lot because this one's signed by Corky, right? Nope. Who's it signed by then?
Those are all my groomsmen. They gave me about all my bachelor trips.
I assumed being that it was autographed, that it wasn't by someone special. It was just your dudes.
No, fuck idiots.
Well, sorry. Gustavo from Fort Worth. Cheers, Gustavo. Shane already chiming in with a super chat. Early times bottle and bond in the Glen to try before the new stuff hits the shelf locally. So that must mean it's the Blue Screw Tap. Buy some Hang Light gummies if you guys ever want to do blinds and don't want to wake up with a hangover. That is correct. Mr. Michael Tater, watching from New Orleans, says Kim Jones. I'll be there in a few weeks. Hopefully you're enjoying that. Happy Tuesday to Hoover. Happy belated birthday to Chris Hoover. His birthday yesterday. Hoove, an EF5 member. Heard the early times BIB is trash. That's what I saw this afternoon from Jason C. Go Hawks, says Josh Jackson. Don't forget to hit that like button below if you guys haven't done so already. What's going on, Logan? My 200 milliliter small batch signed by Corky. How are y'all tonight? To Bourbon Lunchbox. If you are a Whiskey Weather YouTube channel member, you haven't sent me an email yet with your address and your t-shirt size. That's if you're an EF1 or EF2 member on the YouTube side of things. Make sure to do so. Cheers. I bought the Amber and Onyx after watching a review. Just popped it open. It's delicious. Glad to hear that you enjoy it, Frank the Tank. I am a big fan of it. I I just gave Ajay and Jack a sample, and that's what they're actually sipping on right now. Josh Jackson got that Whiskey Weather Short Barrel pick in my Glen tonight. Damn, that is a banger of a bottle. I opened mine a couple days ago. You guys can't see it on the shop, but Jack and Ajay, it's half gone. So very crushable for 139 proofer. And we've got another crushable pour to talk about here in just a little bit. John Capuza, $5. He gets the cheap. Let's get the super chats going. Kevin Rowe, $5. Smash that like button, folks. ER Tenure, Eagle Rare Tenure in Bridgetown. So yeah, people, if you are sending in Venmos and super chats, we are going to do a giveaway tonight. We've got those 3 super chats already coming through. We're going to do one giveaway, 2 bottles. So the person who wins tonight wins 2 bottles, and that is going to be, so far, the complete set of the Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series since they changed up the look. That is the 2024 Heart release, and then the 2025 Keepers release. So for every $5 in Super Chats, that enters you in to win this, and for shits and giggles, we'll throw another t-shirt in there. So the second place winner will win a t-shirt from the Whiskey Weather YouTube channel site. And you can check out the link to the website if you want to buy gear like this in the link in the description below. Jack will also toss it into the comments. But as always, new month, new code. Sticking up with it now, Ajay. February 2026 live gets you 10% off all orders of $50 and more. This is probably the most popular shirt. Show me your bunghole one. Ajay's got his on. I've got mine on. Jack doesn't have any clothes on, which is kind of weird. Just kidding. That or the Care Bear, probably the 2 most common. But Jack just fake ended the stream on me.
That's your fault. I was trying to do something else.
But yeah, so that is what our giveaway is tonight. We're giving away these 2 bottles to 1 lucky winner, and then whoever comes in second place on the second giveaway will get a free shirt from the website. So you'll have to get your size and info from there. So again, every $5 in Super Chats gets you into that short barrel pick in the Glen for Bluefish as well. The new Makers, I just missed it. New Maker's Cask Strength is dang tasty. That is one I haven't had yet. People love my bunghole shirt. Yeah, it's the best one. What's up, Brian, out there? He was just at Peerless. He invited me to go to Peerless a couple weeks ago. I couldn't make it, unfortunately, because of all the snow and stuff. But
can't tell if he's saying that people really like his bunghole shirt, or if he's saying that you should make a "People Love My Bunghole" shirt.
Oh, Kevin says everybody loves his Care Bear shirt as well. But yeah, so shout out to Jacob Morrison, $25 Venmo Super Chat, and Kevin Brockway, $10 Venmo Super Chat. Thank you for using the period button on the Venmo. Again, if you are going to send it via Venmo, which is the preferred method, just don't put anything in the comments other than a period, please. So again, there is our giveaway right there. You can see for every $5 is 1 entry into that winning. So as we jump back into the review, we're going to do these blind. Ajay, you poured up 4 of them? Yep. Cool. And Gustavo from Texas, $10 Super Chat. What's going on, JJ? What did I miss? Well, this is the giveaway tonight is 2 Maker's Mark bottles to the first place winner, and then a t-shirt giveaway for second place tonight. That's all we've gotten to so far. 8 minutes in, small batch. So this is 108.2 proof. I think batch to batch, this is batch 60. So batch to batch, I think the proofs change on their small batch, which I actually kind of like. Each one's going to have its own little flair. And I think I had batch 5 or 6 when I lived in Alabama.
I love that everything they do is non-chill filtered, barrel proof.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite parts.
And they have such a, I assume, a low barrel entry proof that all of their stuff is coming out for the most part at like 110 proof.
Yeah, that would probably, I haven't done a tour there yet. And that's the thing. By the end of the night tonight, maybe we'll see whether or not we can get on the single barrel list. So, this small batch ain't bad. It's pretty good. It's got enough of that vanilla and caramel. I just said caramel. Caramel. Jeez. People are going to be like, you said caramel wrong. That's one of the more, maybe next time we'll do mean tweets because I've gotten quite a bit of them over the last couple of weeks. Frank McClard, $25 super chat. Cheers to Frank, Len Phillips, $10 super chat, and Nick Cross, $25 super chat via Venmo. So a big shout out to all y'all. So tonight,
Did you get these other Venmos?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I tossed those up there a little bit ago. One step ahead of you.
I'm not paying attention.
No, that's okay. You got other stuff going on. I didn't introduce the guys. Sorry. We've got producer Jack to my left, IT guy Ajay Patnaik to my right. He has already poured up the blind. So for those of you who don't believe it, haven't seen which one's which, we're going to cover it up using this solo blind from Chris from Whiskey Noobs. Also, show of hands in the comments section. Just give me an in if this is something that you would be interested in. But I've been in touch with Chris about getting a whiskey weather themed solo blind. So it would have my logo on it in one fashion or another. So if that is something that you guys are interested in, I don't know what the price point would be. I think he said it would be about an additional $20 on top of whatever his normal price is for that. But if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. Chris Blankenship, good evening from Eastern Kentucky. Brandon, I'll send you the single barrel contact for the person at Peerless. I've got John's contact. I just need to reach out to him. John Bourbon Colonel on Instagram. He also makes some pretty good coffee. I've had the coffee. It's all right. Is that what you said?
I said true.
Oh, true.
Although I've come to realize that barrel aged coffee isn't really my thing.
Not your thing?
It's a very specific cup of coffee. Like I can't just have that in the morning.
Same.
But it's really good.
I've had a couple of them that I'm like, this has got to be a weird, like I've got to have the taste
Yeah,
for it. It's not like an everyday
can't
thing.
replace my morning pot of coffee.
Everybody says mean things for a chance to be featured in the next video. So we're going to spin them up. Already did. Pull them out. I don't even know which ones you poured up. I see Jack put the comment up there. So root beer barrel, blue raz, cotton candy, bourbon buttercream, and farmer's cola. So you guys want me to guess which one's which, right? That's kind of the
might as well.
The idea of this. I am going to rate and review these on the Lightning Counter rating scale because why the hell not? And for those of you who are new here, my rating scale uses 10 different points, 5 separate values that are 5 separate items that are all 2 points in value that all add up to that 10-point rating scale. That is the nose, flavor, mouthfeel, finish, and then ultimately the value, which gives you that 10-point Lightning Counter scale. And that scale goes 1 from drain pour, 10 to Hall of Fame, and in between we've got terrible, bad, mediocre, average, good, very good, great, and excellent. $10 from Bearded Lunchbox. Don't forget to smash that like button and have a good night, y'all. Yes, and if you are watching this on a mobile device, to hit that like button, just swipe away from the comment section real quick, hit like, and then come on back. So we're going to label these Glen A, B, C, and D. These are all, I think, $130 MSRP at the distillery or around that. So 130 is what I'm going to be judging all of these off. I might be a little bit high on that. I know they range from like 119 to 129.99, I believe. So A.
The ones we have up here are all distillery.
Yes, these are all distillery only bottles, and that's why they have these cool stickers on the side. And they do a really good job at naming them, flavoring them, not flavoring them, but naming the flavors. You even have a pretty cool poster. Man, I wish I should have thought about that ahead of time to have you send the picture. No, or you could have. I meant to take a picture of the poster. We could have just made a graphic out of it. Yeah. New Riff pen spotted. Yes, sir. These are the best pens. Speaking of New Riff, we'll get to that here in a second. Should have called me. I only have 6 single barrels at the house. Do you have a Weller single barrel? That's a conversation for a different day. Cheers to everybody. Some from the Decatur Gator. Boo to a cold front coming in tonight. So ready for that ridge next week. Yes. Nice warm up today here in Northern Kentucky. We hit 65, I think, here in Cincy. Snow has gone pretty quickly throughout the day today. Thank you to Shane for that $10 super chat. So let's get into A. Ooh. First thing I thought of was cola and peanuts. So I have a feeling I know which one this might be. Off the nose, there's like a peanut butter cola note. Really, like that is some vanillas. But there's like the first thing I got was nuttiness and then immediately a cola note. So that would be my guess. That nose is really spectacular. I'm going to give that a 1.8. That is one that I could just sit here and...
Dude is never going to guess any other bourbon ever tastes like blue raz cotton candy, but tonight he's going to bring it out.
Do not
Random
say
coincidence. This tastes like blue raz cotton candy.
You meant don't say Stormfront. Oh, no, different thing.
Don't say cold. I don't want it to be cold.
Blue 95, switching to Dark Arts Blunt Blend. It's still $60 in Atlanta. That's sick. That's awesome. That's a hell of a price for that. Still have snow on the ground in Columbus, but what a beautiful day, says Stacy. Stacy, I got to get back to you. I'm sorry. It has been absolutely hectic. And then Irving Larry, $5. Is there a big difference between Green River single barrel versus the Green River full proof? I love the single barrel. Well, single barrel is going to be one single barrel, while the full proof is a bigger batch of, I think it was over 100 barrels for this batch. It's a lower proof than most of the single barrels are going to be coming out to. So this one's at 109.3. I've only had one pour of a single barrel. It wasn't necessarily memorable, but it was all part of a bottle share. So at a certain point, they all start to blend together. I would say that for $49.99, Green River Weeded Full Proof is definitely a buy. I just dropped the short on that today, and stay tuned for the long form review on Thursday. Speaking of Weller, if you're near Buffalo Trace on Friday, they're doing a Weller tasting. 12-year Antique 107 CYBP and Full Proof, and it's probably going to cost you like $10. Every time I do a blind, I realize I just like to drink. Don't we all, JJ? Don't we all, JJ up there in Rhode Island? All right, so the nose, I think I may, 1.8. Cola and nuts. Stacy Stearns, $20 super chat on Venmo. Scott Compton, $10 super chat. Jim Turner, $25 super chat. Colin Ziakic, $5 super chat. I never know. He told me that I was close, but I don't get
close the first time.
Yeah, Ziakic is how I would think it's pronounced, but I don't think that's right. Then Kevin Roll, $5. Can't wait for the Green Rated Full Proof to be released. Yes, this Friday, the 13th. Now, the palate on that, I do get cola and peanuts as well. Got a little, that finish is pretty short. And the mouthfeel to me, I think the nose is the best part of that, personally. There's some flavor there. It comes out a little hot, though. It starts out hot, like real strong, and almost like it falls off a ledge. That finish is pretty quick. So I'm going to give that flavor a 1.5. The finish is like a 1.2. Mouth feels pretty thin as well. It starts off a little more viscous, but there's a little bit of a tingle. I'm also going to give the mouthfeel 1.2. Slightly disappointed in the mouthfeel. For as robust as the nose was, I was expecting that to just be like a super sticky, creamy mouthfeel. Someone's going to clip that. And just didn't hit it. So nice McRoss. It's been over 80 lately here in Arizona. Too early for those temps. Green River Weeded is $85 in Texas. So that is for the regular 90 proof, Gustavo. Starting this Friday, they're going to be releasing a full proof, which is 109.3, and that's going to come in at an MSRP of $49.99. Bourbon Dave, sipping on Ezra Brooks half strength tonight. And Frank the Tank. I'm psyched for the Green River Full Proof. I've had the SIB at the top of my buy list since I really started my whiskey journey. Yeah. One thing about Green River is they just won the best bourbon in the world with their weeded 90 proof. And instead of jacking up the price on that, what they did is they just upped the proof and gave us a higher proof version of it, which in my mind is already better, and it's an affordable pour. I mean, a lot of these distilleries, not to knock Peerless, which we're trying tonight, but their lowest price point is like $80, isn't it? Like the small batch is maybe 70, I think, down on the small batch now, but still the highest price on a Green River product I think I've ever seen was $50. And that was, or it may have been the $55.99 for the Army one, which most places sold at $50 anyways. Oh, this one's funky. So B. My first thought was blue raspberry. What were the other flavors? Bourbon buttercream. Oh, I love me some bourbon buttercream. Blue Raz, cotton candy, and root beer. I don't really get a root beer off. Oh, nope. I get root beer off of this. Yeah, that smells like one of those root beer candies. Like
They name these really well.
The A&W root beer candies. Yeah, I've not had a ton of the single barrels except at some bottle shares that we've had. But you're the one who has tried quite a bit of them, and you said they normally nail the name every time they do.
Yeah, it usually matches pretty well.
This one to me is definitely root beer. It's
Honestly,
got some of that sassafras weird.
I've only tried it once, but the one that doesn't totally match to me is the 137 proof rye that's cask and custard.
Did you bring that one?
Yeah, I have it.
Oh boy. On the palate, see, these are all what, 100 and something proof? So 106, 110, 110 or 111, and 107. So that's watery. It's good. Maybe I need to reset my bar, but the mouthfeel on that just didn't seem quite as sticky or as viscous as I was anticipating it to be. If you were trying to get someone into bourbon, I don't know if this was necessary. That's probably a mouthfeel that people just getting into bourbon would be fine with because it doesn't really kick you in the teeth. It's got a better finish than A. There's some of that vanilla root beer, slight hint of tobacco.
Kyle Does Bourbon said bro's cheating on his test.
I was cheating on his test. I was supposed to guess each one. That was the assignment, Kyle. Kyle Lewis. Been hunting Stag Jr. at MSRP. Cheapest I found it is $139.99. Keep hunting, my man. Keep hunting that. Don't buy it at that price. Hard candy showing your age. Yes, sir. My grandma used to have a ton of those root beer hard candies. Hoover, $50 giveaway. Third giveaway. 2-ounce samples of 24 and 25 Maker's Mark Cellarage. Just shoot me the address. Wow. So not only did Hoover give $50 super chat, he is also making a third giveaway entry, and I will put that out there, and that is the MMCA 24 and 25. So there will be 3 giveaways tonight. James William, $10 super chat. Brian Jones, $5 super chat. Christopher Burt, $10 super chat. And Kim Jones, $10 super chat via Venmo. So big shout out to all of y'all who have donated tonight. See, and they are fire. I will say, I could chew on those root beer candies all day. And I say chew, yeah, because I have no chill. And I need another one. Yeah, Hoover coming in strong for sure. Rock on, who finally finished dinner now. Dessert of Michter's American. Nice. Thanks for the additional. Yeah, this nose is clearly the root beer one. I'm going to give that a 1.6. The flavor itself is a 1.4. That mouthfeel I'm knocking down to a 1.1. Very watery, in my opinion. Finish lingers a little longer than A. I will say the noses have been the best part of the two so far. Let's see what C gives us. The other ones that I haven't picked are Raz and what? Bourbon buttercream?
Cheating over here? I'm just kidding. It's the buttercream.
Ooh. Well, D's kind of smelling like the cola now.
That Raz one is so obvious. At least in the palate.
Time to see. C's nose isn't necessarily robust. This one's just kind of flat. I'm going to give this a 1.6. It's good. It's got a little bit more of a candy-ish note, which makes me lean towards the Blue Raz, but that's got to be the blue raspberry. Blue raspberry cotton candy. And I think the cotton candy aspect comes almost into more of the mouthfeel aspect. It's got more of like a pop roxy tingliness to it, which I kind of enjoy. It's going to get a 1.4 on the mouthfeel. It's the best mouthfeel of the three. Flavor's decent. That is a weird flavor though. It's got some blue candy tones to it, which definitely makes me think it's the blue raz. I could just be placeboing affecting myself the entire time here tonight. Finish is okay. I'm going to give that a 1.3 as well. The flavor's a 1.3. If we're going off of value, I didn't score any of them off of value. They're all going to be pretty much close to the same because they're all the same price. I would probably put value towards the better single barrel at the end of the day. Yeah, this one's got more of a vanilla frosting. And like a vanilla wafer. Like a vanilla ice cream cone. Like the sugar cone. It's not sugar cone. The normal ones. Not the... No. So waffle cone's the most expensive. And then sugar cone. And then what's the smaller one? This is the regular cone. You know what I'm talking about? Like you would get at McDonald's.
Yeah.
A sugar cone is the cone. The wafer. Yes, it's a wafer cone. Werther's equals CYPB in my opinion.
Cake cone.
Cake cone. That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Dude, I need a waffle cone now after all this talk.
Waffle cone.
Can we go get ice cream after this?
Is anything open?
We'll find somewhere. Sorry, guys.
Cake
Hit the end stream early.
Bourbon Dave and Tater coming in. Wafer cone is another name for it as well. You've got a new friend here, Jack, in the comments.
Get out of here, Sora 2 looking ass.
ISO waffle cone. UDS is always open late. I don't know if there's a UDF near me. Which is better, Maker's Mark Cellar Age or Ben Holiday's Soft Red Winter Wheat? It depends on, are you looking at the Rickhouse proof or the regular bottled and bond Soft Red Winter Wheat? Or not? It's not even winter wheat, just soft red wheat. I would probably lean towards the Maker's Mark Cellar Age depending on the year. The 23 and 25 are my personal favorites of the three that have been released so far. Craving Cold Stone now. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Cold Stone's stupid expensive, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's delicious.
This has more of like an ice cream vanilla note to it. I'm going to guess that that's the buttercream. This nose is the 1.6. I'll say the nose on A is... Oh, man, that's got a maple syrup note now. Yeah, A is my favorite nose by far. D's probably second. See, now the palate to me, that's more blue raspberry.
When I had the blue raspberry, it literally came across like sour candy.
That's what I'm getting off the palate on this one now. Unless Ajay was tricking me and he poured the same thing twice.
It's actually just all...
It's all just a small batch.
Yeah, I don't trust you after the Crown incident a couple of weeks ago. Race in RC, $10 super chat. Cheers to you. Arden Keaton, $20 super chat via Venmo, and Mr. Greg Irvin, $10 super chat, and then Ken Coxia, $10 super chat as well. Okay, now I think I might change my mind and say that D is the blue raspberry.
Everyone's got me considering just dipping out of here and going to Graders.
Yeah, how did your live stream crash? Well, I talked about ice cream and everybody left to go get their own ice cream. Man, that finish on D is probably the best. I'm going to say that's a 1.5 on the finish. The flavor's a 1.5 as well. I'm starting to lean towards that being the blue raspberry. It's got more of a candy note. That's also 1.5 on the mouthfeel. That's probably got the best mouthfeel. That is the stickiest of the bunch, which makes me think it's like candy, right? And that just sugary, like you throw some candy and cotton candy in your mouth and it just sticks to the insides. A lot of clips tonight. Pause. So let's rate them. I'll say the best overall experience, I think, comes from D. From nose, yeah, this has definitely got to be the Blue Raz. C would be then the buttercream. I don't know. Now I'm getting more of a root beer vibe off of C. Now I'm probably overthinking it. And I'm probably 0 for 4, to be honest. If it was solely off the nose, A would take the cake. But that's got more now of a buttercream frosting note.
Mixing yourself up.
I thought he had it down. Now he's at the whole thing.
I know.
come
That's
on.
all changed up on us.
I'm going to change this to 1.6 on the flavor because it does taste really good. But the mouthfeel and the finish on that really taper off real quick. Let me reset my palate one more time. I'll head to UDF right now. It says Tired Tater. No, you won't. You won't do it. Is thinking you're overthinking it. B's mouthfeel, very flat. The finish is slightly better than A, but not by much. Altogether, 1.8, 1.6, 1.2, 1.2. That comes out to be 5.8 out of 8. And then I'm going to put the value there at a 1.5. So that comes out to a 7.3 out of 10. That's in the very good category, but not necessarily maybe something that I would spend $135 on. 1.6, 1.4, 1.3, 1.3. So that turns out to be 2.4 plus 3 is 5.4. That's a 6.7. 6.7 on
No,
B.
damn it. This stream sucks. Shut it down.
Incoming Soravit of Trader at UDF. I had the Green River Full Proof going to Old Forester Black Label, and I got from another Bourbonado. Hell yeah. UDF, best ice cream gas station around. Is there another gas station ice cream place?
Wow.
Wawa? I've never. There's one out by you. They just built it by the Kroger, right? Next time I go up, we're gonna have to check it out. Joshua Jackson. All right, I'm out on the 6. If I need an 8+, I'm gonna drop that kind of cash. Agreed. And see now, this has more of a blue raspberry nose. This has got a better nose than it did before. It's got more of like, it does have some vanilla buttercream to it. So I'm going to stick with the bourbon buttercream on this one. 1.3, 1.3, 1.4, 1.3, 1.3. So 2.6, that comes out to a 5. 6.6? That can't be right. Did I do that right? Math me here, one of you two. Ajay, 1.3, 1.3, 1.4, 1.3, 1.3.
You lost me at 1.3.
I think that's 6.6. Just do 1.3 times 5 plus 0.1.
1.3, 1.3, 1.4.
1.3, 1.3. 6.6.
Yeah, 6.6.
That's what I thought. So far, 7.3, 6.7, 6.6. And finally, D. Yeah, this has got the second best nose. That's got to be a blue raspberry. 1.6, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. So that's going to turn out to be a 7.6, which comes out to be the winner of the 4. I would say that off of the full experience from front to back, this one is the best. I think this has the best flavor profile, but the mouthfeel and the finish just completely fall flat. So, calculator, Brandon, yes.
We need to get you like a little
Handheld and little.
An AI calculator that just does it in speed.
Tech guy Ajay over here gonna have to build it. So for the reveal, did you write him on the thing?
Yeah.
Okay. In fourth place, I guessed that this was bourbon buttercream, and it was Blue Raz, dead last. See, I did start to overthink it. I said this was Blue Raz at first. I guess I should show the crowd. It says Blue Raz. Second place, I thought this was the root beer.
You mean third place.
Well, yeah, sorry. B, which was third place. This was buttercream. 0 for 2 so far. That means I'm going to be at least 0 for 3. Second place. At least tell me this was the peanut cola. Root beer, which means I was 0 for 4. And number 1 comes out to be peanut cola. That was a fun experiment. I did overthink it, and then I didn't overthink it.
And then you again.
Yeah, that smells more like cola now that it's in my brain. What's another thing about those blinds? You either nail it or you miss everything. Feeling good right now, JJ. Geez, guy, can't trust this guy. Nope. Placebo for sure. You're lucky you know how to pick a good barrel. Speaking of, new barrel pick coming up this week. Patreon members, you will get the first of the drop, and this is technically going to be a short barrel. Well, this is embarrassing. Sure is. Connor was on this pick with me. That is that Dad Does Bourbon handle. This is a New Riff 6-year malted rye single barrel. This one's called Jerk Weather because we did partner with YouTube channel, The Bourbon Jerks. They got 36 bottles out of this. I got 85. It was a total yield of 121. Proof point 124.2. This is 6 years, 2 months old. It was aged on the 5th floor, row 12, tier 2. So that is the second highest tier you could possibly get in their rick house. Again, 6 years old. I want to show you guys how dark this is. You may have seen the YouTube short. And Jack, I don't know if you can quickly find that and link that in the comments below. It is my second to last YouTube short.
Me.
This is 6 years, 2 months old. I was able to dump the bottle last week before they bottled it on Tuesday last week. I don't know if it really comes across at how dark that is. Yeah, this is the best out of anything so far tonight. No offense to Peerless, but this one just slaps. This has like a little bit of a smokiness and a maple to it. Like some dark, dark cherries. I cracked it last night because I picked them up last night. The bottles are in hand, so this week, we'll get the drop. As I mentioned, all Patreon members get first access. Now, your tier may not get access to it because of how quick these are going to go. I only have 85 bottles of this available. As you saw there, they are $90. That's a little high for a New Riff pick, I know, but the MSRP on these aren't cheap. And for those of you who know, I have to actually buy these from New Riff at the MSRP and then plus tax from the state of Kentucky and Newport City tax, which is on top of that. And that's why we have the elevated price. But 100% malted barley, 6 years, 2 months, 121 total bottles. So this is considered a short barrel for a 6-year-old bourbon. Because considering when it goes into the barrel, you're looking at about 220 bottles. So in 6 years, they had about a 40% to 45% loss. This endured the 6 hottest summers that Newport and Covington and Cincinnati have ever experienced. So sitting in that second highest rick, and I think row 12 means that it was on the northwest side of the rick house, which gets baked by the sun the most. If I am correct, I'll have to double check with Corey and the gang over there just to make sure that I've got my facts straight. But there's a little bit of a cola note to this as well. What do you think, Ajay?
Very good.
Very good. Yeah. I would call it great. Sorry. And I think I rated it an 8.5. Mark Shapiro, $103 super chat. Holy smokes. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you, sir. Wow. Venmo super chat from Mark Shapiro. Wow. I'm sorry, but I had their 6-year malted rye in 2025 flavor, and it was the only one I couldn't finish. It just wasn't for my palate. So that's at 100 proof. And yes, and you don't have to apologize to me. Malted rye's got a little bit different of a palate and a flavor profile. If you're not a fan of rye, this is going to lean more towards a rye than a normal bourbon.
The strain's very different than the 100 proof.
This is leaps and bounds way different than 100 proof 6-year malted rye. You can definitely get the maltiness. So if you're not a fan of like malted milk balls, you definitely get the malted note to that, especially towards the finish. But there's like a smoky note on the nose, some maple. One thing I should have led with, this is going to be the first ever 6-year malted rye that they've ever put out as a single barrel. Let me reiterate, they have never put these out as a single barrel form. This is the first one that will ever be released. We were the second group to ever pick one. Sealbox got the first barrel, but ours was picked up before Sealbox's was, and it's going out later this week. So if you are a Patreon member and you really want this, I expect these to go quick. If you are not a Patreon member or a YouTube member, you might want to check out the link in the description below if this is something that sounds like it's going to be up your alley. It's got the logo on the side. One of my favorite things of New Riff picks is they etch the logo in the back. Really cool. And again, a chance to be one of the first people to ever get a single barrel version of this. And 124.2 proof is a high proof for New Riff whiskey. How many per member? So it's going to be a limit of 2 for anybody. So tier 5 has 10 people in it. Tier 4 has 8 people in it. Tier 3, the EF3 has, I think, 45 people in it. So it may not make it out of EF3. If it does, I wouldn't expect it to make it past EF2. Just keep that in mind. My guy Sean in here. Sorry I'm late to the party, but can I get one of those Peerless Sibs? Cheers, everyone. Yes. If anybody wants a Peerless single barrel, give me a hands up in the comments, and I will reach out to our guys over at Peerless to see if we can get a Whiskey Weather Peerless pick. Ajay's got his hand up. I won that last month and still haven't cracked it. The Middle West one, compared to the Middle West Rye, this is way different. The Middle West Rye is going to have a lot more of a bourbon quality to it because that's a pumpernickel rye, and I believe that's sitting at like 68% pumpernickel rye. It's got some wheat and corn along with the malted barley. This is just straight up rye grain, so it's not going to be anywhere close to the same thing. This has more of like a dark cherry and maltiness to it. I wouldn't have said 5 years ago that I would have enjoyed this, but now, like, my palate has changed quite a bit. Brian Jones, Jacob. Yeah, so we've got enough people saying that a Peerless pick. So later on this week, I'll reach out to John Bourbon Colonel and get on that. But yes, if you are a fan of New Riff stuff, I think this might be one of the most unique ryes out on the market. Between Middle West and this are probably the two most unique ryes that I've tried. Middle West, that's because it's got a pumpernickel rye grain. New Riff, this is just straight 100% malted rye. Just poured Peerless small batch. Hope you enjoyed this time around, Kevin. Ooh. Kevin Barrett, $10 super chat. Dan Turi, $5 super chat via Venmo. And again, Sean, I meant to mention that again, $20 super chat. Cheers to you, Sean. Hope you all are doing well. Any similarities to Walleye Run malted rye? That would be more of a good comparison. And I've got the double barrel Walleye Run here. I don't know where the regular 7-year malted rye is, but this is just the same thing. 7 years old. This is going to have more of an IPA. The yeast that Walleye Run uses compared to New Riff. New Riff uses open air yeast. So what they're doing is as they're opening the windows, the yeast that is created for their whiskey is basically from the environment. Walleye Run is using the same type of yeast I believe that they're making their beer out of, which has a little bit more of like a hoppy funk to it. That's going to bother me that I don't know where the hell the other bottle is. So the Walleye Run is also bottled at 100 proof, I believe. 105. So proof points are going to be way different. There's more of a sweet cherry and maple syrup off of the New Riff. The Walleye Run has more of that hoppiness, malted rye, like pine needles. Yeah, if you like more of like a sweet molasses, maple syrup, cherry, then you're going to love this New Riff. Big Puma, all for the New Riff pick. Can't wait for this one. It says Big Puma 9387. $50 super chat. Cheers, my man. On the palate. We get another $103 on Venmo?
Yeah.
Jason Key, $103 super chat. Are those typos? 103? That's got to be... Jason and Mark, comment in the YouTube stream and tell me that wasn't a mistake. 103 is a weird number, especially for it to happen twice. What's up? I'm going to assume that that's Charlie. Cheers, Charlie from Bourbon Balls. Go give them a subscribe as well. Great dudes up there based out of the Mason area, I believe. Or Loveland. Not Loveland. Up near you. They're up. Is it Loveland near you? Okay, then Loveland. This has more of like a hoppiness to it. Dad Does Bourbon. The New Riff pick almost drinks like a sherry finish in the best way. Very fruit forward in my opinion, but definitely malty. Agreed with that. This has more of a fruity note to it. I'd say this has more of like a beer, like citrusy kind of vibe. There's like some citra notes off of the Walleye Run, while the New Riff is more like a dark fruit, malted chocolate. Lebanon. Okay.
They're
That's,
both near me.
yeah.
So,
I start Loveland, Lebanon. They're both starts with an L. Soars UDF.
He's trying to say Sora. He made an AI video of himself.
I'm sure he did. Already did. Jessica Jones. New Riff Malted Rye sounds fire. Love to try it. Fingers crossed. When are you doing a Jackson Purchase pick, says Bama Bourbon. If you guys missed that interview with Craig Beam from the Jackson Purchase Distillery, amazing interview a few weeks ago. That was during the snow event. I believe that was January 23rd. If you want to go through the stream, Jack might be able to toss a link in the comments below as well. They're not doing single barrel picks yet, but when they start to, Whiskey Weather is at the top of the list for one of the first barrels coming out for a single barrel program. So the moment I know, y'all will know. And Jack just tossed it at. It was Snow Day Whiskey Weather Chat with Craig Beam. Amazing stories about Jimmy Russell, about the time at Heaven Hill, and how they really started the Jackson Purchase Distillery, more so as a contract distillery, that they were like, oh, we might as well start putting out our own stuff, which is really, really good. For a 4-year-old whiskey at 117.3 proof, solid stuff, especially at a great price of like $60. So go give those guys a follow and check that out. Jacob Morrison, $25 super chat via Venmo. Me can't do English. That makes sense. Not a crook. I was wondering when he was going to show up. Tricky Dick Nixon in the house. Walleye Run has a cask strength that's 117 or 118. I'll check when I get home. I haven't tried that one yet, but I would assume just like the other two that I've tried from them, those are more citrus forward, citra hops rather than the malted rye from New Riff. I think they're getting their malted rye from the same group from Germany. However, the way that they introduce the yeast is what really impacts the flavor. And that's one thing a lot of people don't realize is how much the yeast plays into the flavor of the whiskey. Look at Buffalo Trace. The reason you get a grapey or a cherry note is because of their yeast. Same with Wild Turkey, that medicinal cherry, their yeast. When you look at MGP, they have a couple different yeast strands. MGP and Four Roses are going to taste similar because Four Roses uses some of the old school Seagram's MGP yeast. That nutty note you get from a Beam product, that's because of their yeast. And Jack Daniels, that banana note that a lot of people get, it's because of the yeast that they use. So that yeast plays a lot of a role in some of those classic notes that you get from expression to expression, despite what the mash bill is. Jessica Jones, $5 super chat. Cheers to Jessica. Thank you very much. I missed that one. We're not dead. Helping the neighbor with an ice dam, says Mrs. Nixon. Oh, Mrs. Nixon's commenting from Mr. Nixon. Always good to hear from Dave. Jackson Purchase is great. It is a great bottle, and the people are fantastic as well. The disappointment in Brandon's face when he reads my comments. Yeah. All right. As well as Dancing Panda. Yes. All righty. Any other questions? Let's get to one more of the port. Should we do the near hazmat Peerless pour? The Peerless Rye?
What the hell? Why not?
What the hell? Before we go anywhere, back in stock. While we get that out and ready to go, Hang Light Gummies back in stock. One thing of note, you can get 10% off using my code Brandon10. The bags are going to look different. The name has changed to post-game gummies. That is more so of a law kind of deal. Apparently, you're not allowed to say hangover cure anymore, according to our government. So it will no longer say hangover prevention. Just know it is the exact same formula, the exact same stuff, different name, different packaging. But it is still from Present, and they're the same Hang Light gummies that you know and love. They're just going to look different on the package. They had to change a couple of the ingredient levels according to the FDA or something like that. It's the same stuff you've been taking. It works every time, all the time. We had a bottle share a couple of weeks ago. Everybody took them. And if you saw the picture of the bottles on the table, you'd be like, a couple hazmats, y'all are going to have some hangovers. None of us had a hangover. Kite is normally never hungover because Kite is always buzzed. But yeah, this is clearly the Walleye Run. It's got that IPA kind of like Citra note where the malted rye, it's like a chocolate covered cherry with some maltiness and some maple syrup. I don't know. I think that's the best way I can describe it. And this is when I say that is something that I could just sit there and nose all day. That honestly, I think I may weigh more towards like just nosing whiskey. Like if something has a great nose, I will probably just sit with that longer because of just the aromas that it gives off for the entire experience. $5 super chat from Connor Harney. That is Dad Does Bourbon. A big shout out to Connor. Thank you for the support and super chat. $5 from Kevin Roll. Is there a chance for an Old Forester 100 proof pick? There's always a chance for any pick. I don't think the people at Brown-Forman like me. 2, those are really hard to get because a lot of times for an Old Forester pick, you have to do several Woodford picks before you can even qualify for an Old Forester pick. But if we can get this channel to 100,000 subscriptions or Instagram to 100,000, maybe. We are far away from that. I will do my best. I will reach out to the people that I can reach out to. However, the way a lot of these, what people don't understand is for you to get a pick of X, sometimes if they're owned by a conglomerate, look at Turkey by Campari. In order to get a turkey pick, whether that's a Russell's pick or a Wild Turkey, name's escaping me, the single barrel Kentucky Spirit. Thank you. I was going to say Rare Breed, but that's the higher proof. You have to pick at least, I believe, 2 Wilderness Trail bottles or barrels. I like Wilderness Trail. I don't know if I necessarily want to buy a barrel of 250 bottles that most people are probably not going to buy. So that's where it kind of comes to like this give and take. Yes, I would love a Wild Turkey barrel, but I don't necessarily want to spend $20,000 on Wilderness Trail barrels that I'm going to sit on 200 bottles of. So that's kind of how Brown-Forman works as well. I think Jack Daniels works kind of on their own, and I can reach out to Jack Daniels potentially on a barrel proof pick. But yeah, it's all kind of, Woodford. I don't know. Why would I get rid of my Buzzwhip gummies? There's Kai. Wilderness Trail did a quarter barrel before. So, but that quarter barrel doesn't technically count towards one barrel pick. You would have to do another 3/4 of a barrel, from what I've been told. It may have changed over the last year. Brown Foreman got beef. I'm assuming they're not a fan of the fact that I didn't love the Old Forester birthday bourbon last year, or the 117. Was it the high? That was not the high end share. It was the extra old. But I don't know. I'm just going to tell it how it is. If I don't like something, I'm going to say it. Woodford Double Double, I don't think it's worth $200. That's another thing that they may not like me for. But I do love the cock. I do love it.
Wow.
King, Kentucky. Clip that one. Yeah. Jack Daniels would be cool. Love Wilderness Trail, but Woodford sucks. It says Kenneth. I keep going back to, like I said, this is one that I could just sit here and smell all day. All right, let's get to the Peerless. Glens are behind me. I'm going to use, did you get one of you guys take the Dad Does Bourbon, Glen?
No.
Yeah, it's okay. That's fine. I'll use the old school Whiskey Weather Glen and a new school Whiskey Weather Glen. Also, if you are a Patreon member, I am looking into getting gold Glens for Patreon members if they want them. So that's another thing. Look for an in-message post through Patreon if you are part of the Patreon program. Unfortunately, that will be a Patreon-only kind of merchandise type of deal that you can get. So this is the Cask and Custard 137.6. That is in the old school Whiskey Weather Glen. And this is a double oaked rye single barrel called Oh Fudge.
That's so good.
I'm hoping.
Try that one first, though.
This one? Yeah.
Before
I go to the near hazmat to blow my palate. I don't think I've ever had a double oaked rye. I've had their double oaked bourbon, which won my blind on a couple of live streams ago. I say a couple of live streams ago. That was back in August. 111.6 proof. I'm going to need to let that sit. That's got some of that wild Heaven Hill funk off the nose, off the first pour. There's a midnight rye beer rider peerless single barrel. It's
only words.
See, when Michael types, I have to try to like set myself into Michael speak. So when he actually types something out the right way, I can't read it right. Hell yes, down for Gold Glens. Haven't had Wilderness Trail yet, but I want to hit a tour there sometime. The land is pretty cool. I have not done a full tour. I have been on the property and got to see some of the back rooms, but Oh Fudge is insane. Love Peerless. Love any Peerless I've had. Oh Fudge. Alrighty. So 111.6. Does it say how long they double oak it?
It doesn't, but if they post photos of the barrels, it says on the barrel, and I don't remember seeing it. But I know that you can read the laser code on the front label, and it'll tell you how old the whiskey is, and that's, I believe, an older one.
It says 2026 release, so this just came out.
Yeah.
After the holidays, it got Santa on it?
It came out Black Friday.
Well, why does it say 2026 on it?
That's a good question. I didn't realize it said 2026.
Unless my eyes are deceiving me. It's in very, very tiny print, but to me it says...
That's 5.
It is a 5?
Yeah.
What does the front of the laser code say?
1907.
1907 to 2019. So...
Is that when it went into the first barrel?
Yeah.
So 6 years. And 07 would probably be July. So 6 years, 3-4 months.
So that's not one of the older ones. I have an older one.
Oh, Fudge was Black Friday.
8.5 years old.
Man, this is really good. Who brought this? You did? You did?
But we all have them.
I must have missed.
That made me buy like 7 of them.
Oh, I remember that. And if anyone says they like the 2025 birthday bourbon, they're a dirty whore of a liar. Hey, I thought it was fine. I don't think it was worth $200. I do not love it. But Old Forester probably still hates me for it. So we'll see if we can grab a single barrel from them, though. I will probably lean towards the 100 proof rather than the blue label.
The black labels are So
The black labels are so much better and so much more consistent in my mind. I wouldn't normally lower the proof on a single barrel because I love tasting the single barrels at their barrel strength. That's the one thing about the 1792 single barrel process that I hated. I like their full proof, but we tried. What am I missing?
What about the ones at 108?
We tried those at barrel proof though.
Never mind. Keep going.
No, the 1792 full proof. Yeah. What I'm saying is the 1792 full proof picks, you try them at 142 and then they bottle it at 125. We were picking a bottled and bond, which was supposed to be 100 proof, and we were trying them at 142. And I even said to the lady, I was like, how are we supposed to know what this is going to taste like after we drop it 42 proof points?
Yeah.
And she was like, that's a good point. Do you guys want to do a full proof? I was like, that's still 17 proof points.
Yeah.
4 pours.
Yeah, at least with Pursuit,
We were
you
all
actually tasted
tape.
at 108 for
Sure.
Yeah,
You know
Pursuit's
something.
at 108 every time.
good. Yeah.
Man, this is definitely like a chocolate fudge. I wouldn't say it's more like a dark chocolate fudge, though. I don't think it's necessarily like the fudge that I would be thinking of, but that is really, really good. What's the difference between barrel proof and full proof? Thank you, Michael Trader, Tired Tater. Jack might be able to toss the link. So barrel proof means it's bottled at the proof it comes out of the barrel. Full proof is theoretically supposed to mean that it is bottled at the proof that it entered the barrel in. But some distilleries, like Green River, kind of try to play with that naming to make things a little bit more confusing. But for the most part, full proof means like Weller full proof, 114, that's what Weller goes into the barrel at. 1792 full proof, 125, that's what it goes into the barrel at. Benchmark full proof goes into the barrel at 125, that's what it is bottled at. Green River full proof, that's really the only one that messes with that name. Not a huge fan of how they do it. I love the whiskey, just don't love the terminology. Baker's chocolate is a great note on that. Dropping 42 proof points, yeah, it was ridiculous. We had 142, 141, 142.4, and 144.1. Those were the 4 samples we tried, and we were supposed to be dropping that to a bottled and bond at 100 proof. Big fan of your channel from the Gold Coast of Australia. Well, cheers, JC the Kiwi. Cheers, brother. Thanks for joining in, JC. Chris Marshall, Super Chat, $20 via Venmo. Big shout out to Chris. Thank you for the support. And we'll get to that giveaway here in the next couple of minutes. James Lind, $10 Super Chat. Joshua Jackson, $5 Super Chat. And for those of you who are wondering what the giveaway is tonight, that is going to be 3 different giveaways. First one is this Maker's Mark Duo. The winner gets both bottles. That is the Heart release from 2024 and the Keeper's release of 2025. Those came out to about like $69.99 per bottle. So this is going to be about $150 value. This was a great giveaway. This might be one of the more expensive giveaways that we've technically done on a stream before. Then the second giveaway is of a t-shirt from the website. And then the third entry is also a Maker's Mark giveaway. And this is donated from the birthday boy, Chris Hoover, who turned like 29 yesterday, I think. It's weird that his kids are in high school and he turned 29, but Hoov, I love you, my man. He's donating 24 and 25 Maker's Mark cellar age 2-ounce samples to the third place winner tonight. So if you are donating, that is what you are donating and entering for. Again, thank you to Chris and James and Batman Dummy. I'm Batman Dummy, our guy Brian Fudge. $25 Super Chat. I got the 100 proof New Riff malted rye and sherry finish malted rye, 111.9 proof. Looking forward to adding your pick to my selection. And then Gordon's Pub, $10 Super Chat. Love me some Maker's Mark. Okay. All right, back to the Peerless Single Barrel, 137.6. This was called Cask and Custard. I get a little bit of vanilla custard off the nose. Jacob Morrison saying yesterday was also his birthday. February 9th. Cheers to you as well, Jacob. A big salute and cheers to you. Ooh, I enjoyed it. This one's really good. I does not drink at 137.6 to me either. What do you guys think? Jack, you're the one.
Trying to recall when I had it. Yeah, I don't think it drank that high in my opinion.
I get more of the rye profile on that than I do on this. It was more of a spice. And I would say the nose has more of that custard note. The palate doesn't. The palate has a little bit more of an herbal tone and some darker chocolates. Oh, that's really good. How much did this single barrel cost?
I don't know. That was an older
I'm
one.
sure the SRP was the same.
SRP was the same. Well, I don't know. I mean, at that proof, I wouldn't be surprised. It was distiller single barrel selection. So this was a distillery only. This one would have been too then with that name.
Yeah, all the ones with the stickers. Does the cask and custard one have a year on it? We know what it's from.
Will probably be on the
25.
Oh wow.
when was it
I
distilled?
missed that.
Where's the laser code?
It's on the front label in the bottom right corner.
Oh,
It's not really lazy.
1703. So that's 2017. So that would have been at least an 8-year. March 3rd would be the way that I read that.
That's if our way of deciphering their codes actually is
True.
accurate. I think it
True.
is.
Scott Gallagher, $10 super chat. Glad to see Peerless finish strong with the rye. Yeah, this is really good. Thank you, Scott, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Peerless pricing on their double oak seems like it is all over the place if you look at different stores. Well, that's the thing on the stores. I think the MSRP on the double oak is $110 MSRP. The lowest I think I may have seen it is $100. And that was weird because it was at a store that had everything else at secondary pricing. So I was like, well, this is weird that was $99.99.
It's weird too. Peerless Distillery marks their stuff up as well.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them do, for the reason is they're not trying to outpower their liquor store partners in the area. That's what they say. And what a lot of people don't realize is that before they used to have to send the bottles to distribution, whether that was in a cage in the distillery or not. They used to have to sell them to a distributor and then buy them back from a distributor. It's supposed to be bigger than last year. The event up in Canton. Akron or Canton? I thought it was in Canton. That's where it was last year. In a nice baseball field. Oh, did they change it to the baseball field this year? Yeah, Jason Key and Mark Shapiro, are you in here? Because we want to double check that the $103 super chats that you guys sent were not typos. I don't know how you can make a typo. The 3 is in a different spot than a 0.
But something else costs $103. Here.
Well, we'll talk later.
That is odd. Yes.
Like, see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That makes sense. I don't know. Shouldn't have gone out. Interesting. Well, that's really good. It's got a little bit more of a spice to it on the back end. Going to the Stevensville, Michigan Bourbon Fest. I've not heard of it. You'll have to send me the information about it. I've done fireworks there many times. It's a nice place. Home of the Rubber Ducks. Or something else. Were they offsetting the YouTube fees? It could be, but it wouldn't have been through Venmo, though. I don't know. Interesting. Well, it is 10:09. Bearded Bradford Moore 5803. Here's to the upcoming Jack 14 Batch 2 release. Yes, fingers crossed. If anybody's going to get one, it's the guy sitting to my right. Fingers crossed. Are we doing the January Patreon giveaway tonight as well? Not tonight, Logan. We'll chat on that here into the future. I do not have that ready to go tonight. And we'll have to have more discussions on that because of the way Patreon has been running things. Ryan Brown, $20 super chat via Venmo. Thank you to Ryan. They have a giant blow-up Rubber Ducks mascot at the game. I've heard of the Rubber Ducks, the Akron Rubber Ducks. They've got like a tire as the logo. So currently, as Jack, I'm going to present it. Share screen. We'll take the next 2 minutes. We'll keep Super Chats open. But we currently have 164 entries. 3 giveaways tonight. A little late, says Austin. A little? My man, you're an hour and 10 minutes late. Ryan Brown was the last via Venmo, and then the last one that we have was Bradford Moore, 5803 via Super Chat. So I'll leave it open for another minute or so. Bring Ajay. Yeah. You want to go to the Canton or Akron if you're available? First weekend of June, I believe. I got to look at what tickets cost. Oh, no. I joined and it's almost done. Old lady naps are real, says Candace. Candace, EF5 member down in Alabama. Don't worry, Candace. There will be more live streams ahead, but thank you for joining in. Better late than never. I like them better as the Akron Arrows, but I'm old, says Jacob. June 6th. That's what I thought it was. I think last year was June 7th. Yeah, that's right. It was on your birthday last year because I couldn't make you guys went to dinner, I think, on your birthday.
I did something last year.
Yeah. Let's go. I got my shirt and I love it. It says EP Bender. Cheers. Glad it came safely. And thanks for being a supporter. 95 for VIP, same as last year. Molly said she'll buy your ticket. Oh, boy. I don't think that's the case. I think it would be the... Lisa Capuzza and Austin Bailey, really late. $10 Super Chat, says Austin. Okay, really late. And Lisa Capuzza, thank you for the $10 Super Chat via Venmo. We are going to close Super Chats in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closed. Okay. Are you attending Bonded Bluegrass Weekend in March in Northern Kentucky? I will not be there. No, I'm going to be traveling for most of the month of March. So here we are. We have Shane Smith, who is our first name on the list, and then Lisa Capuzza. That makes 169 entries into the till. So we have 169 entries. Let's zoom this in. And we got to start the tool extensions, random generator. I don't know why this is like trying to get the nuclear codes or something like that. Type in 169 for me, Mr. Jack. We've got 3 giveaways tonight. This new riff was my 3rd barrel pick of the year. So how about we randomize the first one 3 times? This will be for Mr. Chris Hoover's Maker's Mark 24 and 25. Number 100 is the first roll. Number 7 is the second roll. And our winner, Maker's Mark Cellar Age 24 and 25. Samps is number 64. And that is Kim Jones. Congrats to Kim Jones. KJ, she's in New Orleans tonight, but she lives up there in Middletown. So I will get Chris your information if he doesn't already have it, and we will get that sent over. A big shout out to Chris Hoover. Happy belated birthday to you, my man. Thank you for the donation to the channel of the Maker's Mark 24 and 25. Second giveaway, we are giving away a t-shirt from the Whiskey Weather website, up to $35 in value. So any shirt from the site, any size that you would like. Again, we did 4 in the blind tonight, so let's do 4 numbers. Number 1, the roll. Number 1 is 104. I keep smelling this new riff malted rye, man. It's
So good.
79. This is one that like I wish could be made into a candle. 130. And your winner tonight, coming in at number 168. That's a later entry. That's got to be Lisa Capuzza. Lisa Capuzza. Lisa, send me your t-shirt size. Either you or the hubby, whoever wants the shirt. Send me your t-shirt size, and I'm hoping it's Lisa, because John should be shipping out here this week. But send me your shirt size, and I will get that sent out to you. And pick which shirt on the website you want of the bunch. And then finally, the grand prize, which is the 2 Maker's Mark bottles. That is the Heart release from 2024 and the Keeper's release from 2025. 111.7 proof and 109.3 proof. I believe they both rated near the 7 mark on the Lightning Counter rating scale. MSRP of $69.99. How many rolls do we think?
2 bottles. Let's do it twice.
2 bottles, 2 rolls. Let's go. Make it easy.
Jack just was want to click.
Yeah, 150. Well, we've already randomized it several times. So, and number 107 is the winner, and that is Big Puma. Congrats to Big Puma on the victory. Big Puma, thank you, sir. I believe I have your information. I will get these sent out. I'll wait till after the new riff drop, which will be later on this week for Patreon and YouTube members. Again, the new riff 6-year malted rye. This will be the first ever single barrel released from New Riff of a 6-year-old malted rye whiskey, 124.2 proof. Again, you can check out my YouTube Shorts feed. I did post a video of me dumping the actual barrel. I don't know if it comes across the screen here. Look how dark this thing is for 6 years old. Very, very, very good. It's like a candle. So that will be later on this week for Patreon and YouTube members. You guys always get first access to my barrel picks. I've got more on the way. We've got Bardstown Bourbon Company coming up by the end of March into April. We've also got an Old Elk 10-year wheated bourbon pick, another short barrel pick. We've got another Western Kentucky Distilling Company pick. We've got 4 more other bottles or barrels that we'll be picking in the month of May as well. And then 2 more barrels that we're picking in 2 weeks. So we've got a whole lot to discuss between now and the end of the year, trying to get you great whiskey into your hands. I'm not putting my name on it if I don't believe it is a tasty, tasty pour. Usually I won't pick anything if it's below 8.2. I think the highest has been a 9.2, and I think the lowest has been an 8.3. If I don't like it, I tell them I don't like it. Let's find something else. So thank you for joining in tonight. Thank you for the kind words from JJ. Great show. Good night to everyone, says Brian Jones. Great show again from Jacob Morrison. Oh, it's dark. It is, says Brian Hoover from Indy. Cheers from Brian. Thank you to each and every one of you who joined in tonight. If you enjoyed this and you're watching this on a replay, we've got other live videos and live streams. 2 weeks ago, we talked about blind reviewing a crap ton of samples that I have. And if that's something that you want to check out, which is pretty funny, Ajay and Jack pulled a prank on me. If you're watching this on a replay, you can check that out up there on the top right of your screen. I end this the same way I always do. Please remember to drink responsibly. It is always whiskey weather, and we'll see you up there in that last live stream. Cheers, y'all. Have a great night. And remember, it's always whiskey weather.